You may feel like you're full of energy in the summer, but the summer solstice actually encourages us to step away from action and to soak in nourishment. Do so by joining me for the summer solstice yin yoga practice. We'll begin today laying down on the back side of your body in a reclined butterfly. So before you lay down, soles of feet come to touch. Let your knees fall wide towards the edges of your mat. I encourage your heels to draw away from your groin for more relaxation and nourishment. You have the option to use a bolster, rolled blanket, or no prop at all as you come down onto your elbows and then fully lie down onto your back with support or no support. Once you're laying down, it might feel more natural, nourishing for your palms to come to rest on your belly. It might feel better to start taking up space, palms shining up towards the sky, arms out wide. Reclined butterfly, Supta Baddha Konasana. I can never think of a more nourishing pose than this. It may leave you feeling a little vulnerable, but it opens the front side of the body so much, letting you soak in energy from the earth, giving you the opportunity to be grounded, but to also open upwards at the same time. Encourage your exhales to lengthen. Not so much trying to control the breath, but allowing it to take its time to release from your body. Letting it take its time as you inhale to fill your body. Sending fresh air all throughout. Take about 5 more super slow breaths here to fully release into this posture. You are completely supported. Using the help of your hands, start to draw your legs together. And then rolling over to your right hand side into fetal position, guiding any props out of the way. Let your head rest on your right bicep like a pillow as your knees curl in towards your chest. Start to push yourself up so you can come into a tabletop position. Big toes draw together, knees wide to the edges of your mat. Let your sit bones sink back in space, coming into a wide-legged child's pose. You may know already that you like a bolster underneath you. If you find intensity in this pose grows rather quickly or you find too much discomfort, You can always sit on a block. You can draw the bolster underneath between your legs, placing blocks in front of the bolster to help you rest your head. Or maybe you prefer to come straight down to the mat, resting into its support. Whichever variation that you choose may not necessarily be what you normally do, but pick the most nourishing option, the option that feels like the least amount of effort. The summer solstice is a time of letting go of action. All the effort that you've put into the spring, like farmers putting on all of the effort to put seeds in, allow things to start growing. There's nothing to do now but wait, to allow the plants to be nourished, for you to soak in the joy of this season, to play, and to surrender to what will harvest in the fall. Three more filling breaths. Start to guide yourself back into a tabletop position. Maybe taking some cat-cows once you arrive here. Maybe some circles of the hips. Weight may shift around your wrists as you do so. Giving your body the opportunity to explore what it really wants in this moment after stillness. Option to stay here in tabletop or press back, downward facing dog. From either option, reach right foot up and back. Find extension, then bend into the knee, guide the right knee to land behind right wrist. Preparing for swan. Shin is on an angle, start to walk your left toes back in space, lengthening the leg behind you. Sometimes it's nice to place a block under the right bum, especially if it's still lifted off the mat. And then inhale, always find length in the spine first. Draw left toes out long behind you. Inhale, think of lightness traveling in through the top of your head down to the base of your spine. As you exhale, keep that length as you fold forward. Maybe you come down to lay on a bolster, supporting the length of your torso. Maybe you rest on your elbows. Might feel most nourishing to place a block underneath your head. No variation is right or wrong. Do what feels the most relaxing in this moment. If pigeon is not working for your body today or ever, or it feels just like too much effort today, you can shift your weight into your right sit bone, bend into your left back leg, and fold forward on an angle towards the top left corner of your mat. Each exhale here in Swan is an opportunity for you to release some of the tension, the holding on, to practice what it feels like caring for yourself, letting yourself bask in the nourishment of stillness. Slowly begin to draw yourself up and away from the ground. Lifting yourself up just enough so you can slide your right leg underneath you so you end up on your belly. Palms come to stack, elbows wide towards the edges of your mat. Bend into your right knee so you draw your thigh up on your right side. The knee generally comes out from the hip and the right ankle down from the knee in about a 90-degree angle into half frog. Now, for many people, this pose can feel like it's not enough. You're not doing enough in it. Others, it may already be intense, but if you're someone who feels like it isn't, can you let yourself just rest here? Not everything has to be hard or about pushing forward. Rest is just as essential, if not even more so, to help you take the action later on. Two more deep breaths. Start to draw the right leg long behind you. Rest here, both legs extended. palms draw under the shoulders, pushing yourself back up into tabletop or downward facing dog. However you got into swan from the first side, travel there. Left leg reaches up and back for extension. Bend into the knees, you guide it forward to land behind left wrist. Shin lands on the ground lightly as right foot walks out long behind you. Might feel nice to square the hips a little more, drawing right hip forward, left hip back. Maybe patting left bum with a folded blanket or a block. When you're ready, find length in the spine. That light travels down into your head, all the way to base of spine, pelvic floor. Allow yourself to melt forward, rounding over a prop, setting up a block under the head. Or maybe right away you go into a different variation of swan, sending your weight into your left hip, bending your right back leg, and then leaning forward towards the right top corner of your mat. On your next exhale, ask yourself, where can you soften even just a fraction more? Where can you release even a touch more effort? Gently start to peel your chest up and away from the ground or prop. Sliding your left leg underneath you so it extends long behind you, moving any props out of the way so you can come to rest prone on the mat. Left knee draws out this time, creating that 90-degree or similar angle. And half frog on our second side. 2 more full breaths. Let go of effort. Re-extend your left leg. Lie here for a beat or two, basking in this stillness, this nourishment. You may choose to stay here in crocodile if it's comfortable, or flip yourself over gently into Shavasana for your final relaxation pose. It might be nice to place your bolster or blocks underneath the backs of your knees. It might feel good to shuffle your shoulder blades closer together to elevate your heart, creating like a little container to hold it. Here you may take the bit of time and effort to set yourself up for the best Shavasana for self-care that you can make. And as you rest here in this final pose, I remind you once more, this season of summer is for your enjoyment, to play, to explore. The effort, the action that you've taken and put in already this year will eventually begin to flourish if it hasn't yet. Your ideas do not need to be executed on immediately. You have time. And your experience of life, the time to care for yourself, is just as important and worth it as anything you wish to do, accomplish, and complete. Allow your breath to begin to deepen. Maybe rock your head gently from side to side, massaging the back of your skull into the ground. Start to draw some movement into your fingertips and your toes, and eventually into your ankles and wrists. Take a big stretch, the biggest one you've taken yet today. Toes and fingers reach away from each other. And release. Drawing your knees in towards your chest. Now massage your low back into the mat. Little rock from side to side. Rolling over into fetal position on your right hand side. Your final pause here. A gentle time to say thank you to yourself. And when you're ready, push yourself up into a comfortable seat. We'll meet with our hands in prayer at our heart centers. And bow your head so your third eye meets your fingertips. And thank yourself for showing up on the mat today, for doing this act of self-love for your mind, body, and your soul. Lift your head back up. May you feel kind words. May you speak kind words. May you think kind words. Together, we bow forward and say thank you. Do you wish that you could deepen your yoga practice without paying thousands for yoga teacher training? You can. Learn how to cultivate your self-awareness so you can become the advanced yogi you dream of being without the handstands or the arm balances. Join Journey Home and feel yourself evolve on and off of the mat. Your yoga adventure is calling. Start today.